Somehow I think we're well out of the Mushroom Kingdom here. Hey and welcome to this interesting little video where we're going to be playing as Mario inside of Doom. Yes, this is Mario from Super Mario 64 inside the Doom games. And yes, unlike the last video where we were playing inside of Super Mario 64, we are actually playing inside of Doom here. So this is Mario inside of Doom. So yeah, this is Hangar. This is the first level of Knee Deep in the Dead, and as you can see we can pick up all the items on the floor here. This is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Being able to sort of run around and see the level in a different perspective, and yes, we can jump outside of the window here. So unlike my last video where we were playing Doom inside of Super Mario 64, this is actually Mario 64 inside of Doom. Well, more like Mario himself. There's nothing else from the Mario games in this, so we're basically just playing as Mario. Oh, excuse me. So we can actually jump on the enemies' heads and kill them, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, we do get the full mobility of Mario here, so we don't have to kind of worry about limitations in terms of his movement. And you can see the enemies can shoot us, so it is important that we don't sort of take too much damage here. Unfortunately, the hit detection is a bit off. Unfortunately, it's not the best, but we can kind of work around that. Well, poor Mario. He leaves the Mushroom Kingdom and this is what happens. So you can punch enemies, you can shoot enemies, as you'll see here. We can actually still use the Doom weapons, so we can take down that imp up there if we really want to. So yeah, Mario's packing and we're here for it. We can dive into barrels to blow them up. Obviously we take damage if that happens, so we really don't want to be doing that. So we can't open that secret there, but we can wall jump around the level here. So if there's any levels you would like to see, do let me know in the comments and maybe we can make that happen in the future. But what's really cool about this is that you do get the full mobility of Mario from Mario 64, so you are able to kind of do the jumps, do the long jumps, do all the stuff you kind of need to do to traverse the levels. It is pretty interesting, I'm not going to lie. With Hangar pretty much done, let's dive into the second level here. And there's a whole bunch of zombie men at the start of the level here. Now, the first thing you're probably wondering is, what is this like to play across the board? And you can actually play this with any Doom mod you wish, so the compatibility is pretty widespread. However, there are caveats to this. So in my testing, I was not able to go on any map that had a cyber demon. So as soon as someone, including Mario himself, launches a rocket, this completely freaks out and sort of doesn't know what to do, and the game just crashes instantly. So unfortunately we do not get to see the cyber demon in this video. You'll also notice that we're running through some of the doors, and I think that's kind of a workaround, because sometimes what ends up happening, what will sometimes happen is when Mario opens a door, like by actually using the use button, it actually creates a sort of invisible barrier that Mario can't pass through, even if you try to no clip. So yeah, we're going to jump ahead here to the boss level of Knee Deep in the Dead, and as you can see, Mario is packing heat here against these pinkies. It is pretty crazy to see Mario sort of traversing the Doom landscape so easily. What I also noticed is that if you do kind of run through the doors, sometimes the textures on the items don't load up. So you can see the pinkies actually can knock Mario over pretty easily, like they don't sort of wait around. But yeah, Mario can actually use a wide variety of weapons, except for the rocket launcher. Don't use the rocket launcher, it kind of freaks the game out and it crashes. But we're going to head down and face the Barons of Hell down here. Now, you have to be careful when you come up to lifts like this, because Mario kind of tries phasing through them, and if he does that too much, he can break the level. Now, the real question here is, can Mario defeat 2 Barons of Hell? The answer may surprise you. So you're probably wondering, why am I not running up to these guys and sort of, you know, fighting them head on with my fists? The answer, quite simply, is that these guys absolutely mince Mario in close quarter combat. Unless you put on the no damage cheat, these guys are pretty ruthless. But you can, once you've got it down to 1, you can use the dive attack to sort of do damage. Oof. Gonna pick up some health here. Mario's not having the best of times. So what's interesting with the invincibility there is that you end up being able to use it, because like you'll see here, he doesn't actually throw them at us. He sort of throws them around us from now on. But like to Mario, it doesn't look like there's any effect. Yeah, we're gonna die. If I keep trying to dive into him, he's just gonna die. But yes, Mario, with his trusty shotgun, was able to defeat the Baron of Hell. But I won't lie, I think my favourite level to play this Mario mod on was actually E2M2, because at the start of this level you get a Beserk pack, and the Beserk pack really juices up Mario's punch, and you'll see that when we kind of grab it here. So you can see, like, we actually do some really tough damage. I do like sort of jumping on the enemies' heads, because they don't seem to know what to do with that. But you can see Mario can actually deliver a pretty powerful punch here. I was trying to be fancy there, but unfortunately it kind of backfired on me. I think in levels that are sort of designed for this mod could be really, really fun. Obviously these Ultimate Doom levels are not really designed for this kind of, you know, free-flowing sort of jumping and all that. But I think if someone made a level that played to Mario's strengths, this could be a really fun mod to kind of experiment with and play around with. And yeah, you probably can finish most of Ultimate Doom, but like I said, some of the levels are less kind of compatible than others, so it really kind of comes down to like how lucky you are. You can play with Doom 2 and Final Doom if you so desire. I did test out Plutonia very briefly just for a giggle, and it did work, so it is something that you can try out if that's something that you desire. You kind of have to get right up to the pinkies there if you want to cause any damage. So there is an invisible wall there stopping us from going further in the level. Again, I think it's down to the way that the sectors are kind of made in the Doom engine. I'm not quite sure what triggers that to cause a block. I'm sure someone more technically gifted than me will be able to say. Oh, we've been blocked in here. Like I said, this mod does kind of have some teething issues. There you go, we managed to get out. But it's just so cool to see Mario running around so freely in these Doom levels. And he really doesn't look too out of place. I mean, obviously his outfit is not like super in keeping with the Hell aesthetic, but you know, it doesn't look that bad, does it? Let's be honest. As a morbid curiosity, this is really fun, and it's not really that difficult to set up once you kind of get the files together, so I do recommend giving it a try. But obviously I know you all really want to see Mario take on one of the bosses, so let's show you what happens when you fire a BFG at a Spider Mastermind here. And yes, you can jump on the Spider Mastermind's head. But that's not a fun way of killing it, so let's try that again. So this time I'm going to insist on just stomping on it and flying into it. Obviously I've got the God mode cheat on because if you don't put that on against this thing, it will just mince you before you even get near it, because the Spider Mastermind has the continuous fire. Forget Bowser, it's all about Spider Mastermind today, and it trying to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh look, we've even got a Cacodemon helping us out as we're trying to kill this thing by jumping on its head. But yeah, honestly, this is a good laugh, and I do recommend this if you're looking for something to spice up your Doom experience for an hour. I wouldn't recommend doing full playthroughs of this just yet, it's a bit unpolished, but honestly, it's fun for what it is, and it was a real blast getting to play as Mario in the Doom engine. So let me know what you think of this.